My name's Brian Lee.
NC Lawler.
My name's Caesar.
Just played a guitar, slide guitar when I'm playing outside.
Just backing out old can guitar.
The name of my band right now is called Caesar.
Every bar all over town had a residency in over the years, you know, from Whelan's to what's it called, Sweeney's, Shebeen when it was open, Mercantile. Also, I've played so many of them bars. At the moment, I'm playing in the Mez on a Wednesday night. Every Wednesday, I'm playing in lots of different places, restaurants, venues. But yeah, I like to come here at the top of the street. I've been doing this for over 10 years, playing here, you know.
Back from Spain. I was living in a squat for a few years, just bumming around. I got tired of that, the money run out, so I came back here. So I've been doing this since. It's a living, you know what I mean? Call it exciting, you know.
If I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world?
See, I had a bit of a more difficult situation when I was a bit smaller, and at about 19 I was kind of on my own. So by that time I was playing music for about, say, 1 year, and I just thought, in the country I'm originally, like I'm Romanian, I just thought the only way to get some money through whatever I know to do, and I just did it.
I believe they're bringing permits in now for busking. I think they're going to cost €30, and if you have an amplifier, they're going to cost an additional €60. I think it's just come through. Maybe in the end of March it's going to be initiated. In a way, it's kind of exciting because it kind of legitimizes what I'm doing, so it sort of protects me. If somebody comes up and says you can't do that, I can say, well, I paid for a license. So that's something new. I don't know if it's going to be successful with all the issues, the contentious issues of volume and noise and stuff like that. I don't know, but maybe it'll protect the busker. So I think it's a good thing, you know.
Start from 11 and only play until a certain time. I think it's 11 or something. I never play that late anyway, you know. So also they're going on about decibel volume, which is a bit bullshit really, because 80 decibels is in, if you put the 80 decibel meter to my voice, to my mouth, it's going to be more than 80 decibels. So I mean, 80 decibels could be this could be 80 decibel background noise, you know what I mean? So I don't know, they come up with laws that were a bit screwy, but it was obviously a compromise. In all, I think it needs to be regulated, yeah, but not necessarily. You see, the people who are trying to come up with the laws, some of them have absolutely no idea. I noticed this, the people for, what was it, against profit or whatever they are, you know, the crowd talking about. One of them was on the council, and he was saying that there was a law that you have to be 3 metres away from any doorway. And they didn't specify, so that could mean in the middle of the street, that could mean anything. So, you know what I mean? The vagueness of it has to be ironed out. They said they're having a review in September. But all in all, I'd be in favour of regulating, yeah. You know? But also with Buskers' consent, like, you know, what do you call it, consensus? You need a little bit of that, because otherwise it won't work. You know?
put in new legislation right now, so there's no securing spots anymore. Nobody is allowed to reserve a spot. You come. If there's somebody on the spot already, you wait to do their 2 hours, and you go. Or if you choose not to, you go away. Nobody can reserve a spot anymore. It used to be one of the band members comes in at 7 in the morning and to get the spot for 12. But that's not happening anymore. People like were haggling the spot and everything. So right now it's Amplified musicians started coming in about 10 years ago here in Dublin, and since that moment on, the noise level was raised by the amplifiers. It wasn't forbidden to play amplified, but like there should have been a bit of common sense. Now people tended to abuse this power, and they came up with bigger and bigger and bigger speakers until they started battling it out. Now these rules are here because most of the businesses complained about music and they were pushing to ban amplifiers altogether. What we have right now is a concession which says you guys, you musicians, do your part and behave accordingly to these rules, and they're not going to brag about it, basically. Right now you can't come from a random country, coming over here, abuse everything, and just ruining it for everybody else and generate complaints. So right now, like, it's a bit better for the locals.
There's a sort of unspoken territorial sort of thing that happens amongst buskers. Like, for instance, down outside of Brown Thomas, there's a core group of buskers that certainly guard that much coveted pitch for each other, you know, by getting there early and sitting on the spot. Now, in the new rules, they're not going to be able to play there for more than 2 hours in 24-hour periods, which I think is great, because there's a lot of that going on, and that's ridiculous, really. The spots, there is no street really belongs to everybody. Everybody should get a fair chance at it, you know. It does go on, though. When I was a younger man, I used to kick their asses. Not anymore. They're making money, and somebody's on what they perceive as their pitch, they're losing money. That's what they, you know, this is how they think. So yeah, there's a big monetary thing attached to it, really. So it's a little bit of a busking mafia down that end of the road. That's why I'm up here.
The thing with amplifiers is that there's only about 5 spots, say. You got River Island, Brown Thomas here, then where your man is there, usually you can hear up the road, there's usually Flower Ladies, so you have to go all the way to Dunn's, and then all the, you know, sort of street performer, classic magic bullshit, they all go up the very top. So there's only really about 4 spots, you know what I mean? And this would be my favourite one, but the shop there doesn't particularly like me, they're not my biggest fucking fan, you know what I mean? I think, I'll be honest with you, I think the reason the rules were cooked up in the first place was to impede it, to stop it. And it's seen as a compromise for now. I heard about it happened in Holland, and basically they brought in licenses. They said no one can live by the rules, and then they banned the licenses. And they banned it. That was, you know, half Norwegian. I like that. They banned skating or skateboarding, the whole country. You know what I mean? And that's the sort of Germanic way of dealing with things. The Irish way up until now has always been sort of look the other way. You know? So it's funny because whatever regulations they come in are going to be fucking open-ended anyway, you know? This is Ireland, everything's illegal, you know what I mean? So it's illegal to be drunk in a pub, you know what I mean?
made by people that are not busking. They're made by people that don't really know what busking means. So part of them are okay, part of them are not okay. For example, they imposed an 80 decibel limit to the whole thing because they realized they can't measure it in watts. Now the decibels, like you need to take a sample of that, but it's not defined where you should take the sample from. They imposed it as an 80 decibel limit while the average noise level on this street is over 70. And they didn't specify the distance where you can measure it from. It just says, quote, nearby vicinity. So it's kind of just out in the air over there. There's nothing grounded. That's one of them. But there's a lot of rules that are good for us in the way that this 2-hour thing per spot. There was buskers before that were staying the whole day on one spot and not even making money. And they were taking the place of somebody else. We're all working. We're taking it as a job, so we all deserve our fair share. I used to live in a city where they started implementing rules and afterwards they moved towards banning. Because what this happens is the businesses put pressure on the city hall, the city council. If they see that the city council actually does something under pressure, they're going to put even more pressure right now. Because they know they might have found their weak spot or something because they put out the licenses and everything. But we have an organization right now. We're starting an organization that's supposed to represent the interests of the buskers. What happened is the businesses went there and all the complainers went there, but there was nobody to represent our side. No street reporter, nobody that actually knows the reality from the street. So when they devised the rules and when they devised all of these things, they devised them without even consulting one busker. The best place to hear us is on Grafton Street. We really like to do this. We enjoy playing the streets more than playing gigs. It's free for all, and it's just if you like the music, stop and see us. And it's not only us, but we actually support and we encourage people to support all the other street performers as well. Because without this, busking in Dublin would be dead. In Dublin, I think a part of Dublin would be dead. Like, there are a lot of people who come here just to see the buskers and the street music and the vibe. Keeping the streets alive is all we want.
Anybody from outer space can come and land and take me away. I'm always available. Try and get that message out there, will you? But no, did any message? No, I don't think there is. There's no message. Keep on keeping on. There you go. Thank you.